We actually want to thank everybody, especially the hackathon team, for supporting this. It was a great experience. And we actually really started from scratch in this weekend. There was nothing before. And the situation is the one you all know, like thousands of people are coming to the EU every day. They are looking for safety, they are looking for a new home. And our governments have largely failed at actually preparing for the situation, at managing the situation. And so now it's private people that jump in, it's volunteers that actually manage the situation. And we are looking at the situation for volunteers. Like if you would like to help, what is happening? Right now it's like this. First of all, there are a lot of organizations and you have to know who they are to be able to do something, because you have to check each individual website. So maybe you know about the big ones, maybe you know there's something happening at the Westbahnhof, but for example, if you are in a smaller community like Pressbaum, there might be people close to you that need your help, but you don't know it. And even in Vienna, maybe you don't know a lot of the organizations that actually are looking for help. So you need to go to Facebook, check all the pages and see, okay, they are looking for someone. You don't know if the information is still up to date, if they are really still looking for someone. And in fact, the organizations like we have here, people from Train of Hope, they're often facing the situations that sometimes there are a lot of willing people, doctors, translators coming, but they're already covered and they have to send them home. So it's frustrating for both sides, also because there are other days where they really need people and then maybe no one is coming. And also people don't, if they have to go back twice, maybe the next time they think, okay, it works anyway, they don't need me. And also often there are urgent situations, like a train is arriving at night and the organizations say, okay, now I cannot call anyone anymore, no, I cannot call someone at 11:30. Maybe they would be willing to come, but it's not like a super accepted thing. So we thought, actually, we start scratching our heads, how the situation can be improved. And especially how you could coordinate better, how you could match better the organizations with the volunteers, how to get people at the right time to the right place, and the right people. So.
Yeah, good evening from my side as well. Nicole just mentioned the keyword. It's matching. And we thought about, what does matching mean? What does it mean to match? The need for volunteers at a specific location and the willingness to work from the volunteers. And we tried to keep it simple as one list. We all experienced it before, and you saw it on the big screen, that there are 100 Facebook pages, Twitter profiles, websites out there. So we wanted to create one place, maybe call it marketplace, a list where you can see when and where your help is needed. And since Christian and Roger and some others told us about a problem that occurs quite frequently, that too many volunteers are coming to one location to help, we wanted to create a way to say, I'm in, I'm gonna help. So this is why we created Where2help. And I'm gonna give you a quick demo of what we created this weekend. Let's say I am the volunteer coordinator of Train of Hope. Let's just assume this for this moment. And I know that tonight at, let's say, 10 p.m., a train is arriving at the Hauptbahnhof, and I know that there are about 800 refugees. That was one of the hardest parts for the software, because that's what one of the parts we were working on until like 5 minutes prior to starting this presentation. Let's say the train is arriving at 10 o'clock and we know we need maybe 15 volunteers. So what I do as the volunteer coordinator of Train of Hope, I create an event and I enter a location, let's say Hauptbahnhof in Wien, and I can choose what kind of people I need. Do I just need regular volunteers? Maybe I need legal advisors, medical staff, or interpreters. Let's say we need regular volunteers and we need 15 of them. Oops. 15. And we created an event with 15 volunteers needed at the Hauptbahnhof tonight at 10 p.m. Now, let's switch roles. Let's assume I am a volunteer willing to help out at the Hauptbahnhof. I signed up for Where2help before, and I just got a push notification that Train of Hope needs 15 volunteers at the Hauptbahnhof. So I open up my app, and I see here in my app a list of locations and what kind of people are needed there. So I select Freiwillige here, and I say, okay, I'm free tonight, I want to help. I say, I'm in, and as you can see, the counter up here, this counter just decreased by 1. If there are 15 people in for this task for working at the Hauptbahnhof tonight or the Westbahnhof, then this event disappears from the list and is not shown to any volunteers willing to work anymore. That's how we tackle the problem of too many volunteers coming to one location. Another thing we implemented, which is really cool actually, is I can share this event with some friends of mine. I can share it on Facebook, I can share it using WhatsApp with a friend of mine, and I can invite them and say, hey, come to this place, help us. I can create a calendar entry just to remind me that I need to be at the Westbahnhof tonight. Oops. Yeah. Discard. And of course, I can opt out if I really need to. But we need you, and since we need you, we really don't want you to opt out. So, what we created during this hackathon for the last 2 days is something that is, in our opinion, very accessible. It is open source, of course. We're going to publish it on GitHub, but we're also going to host a version at where2help.at, and therefore it's immediately accessible to public organizations, private organizations, groups of individuals, small and large organizations, and every volunteer in the city. It is very simple to use because we try to focus on one use case, on one single problem we try to solve, and it is a very efficient way. There is often the need for some volunteers within, let's say, an hour or maybe 2 hours at a specific location, and the problem is that there are many people willing to work, just often there are too many people going to a place. So, and we also remembered your words from, you said on Friday, think big. We think it's scalable. We're trying to bring this app to the people, to the volunteers and the organizations in Vienna for now, but we think it is really useful all over Austria and actually all over Europe. There are so many volunteers in Hungary, in Serbia, in Croatia, in Slovenia, helping refugees that we think that this app should really should be used all over Europe or even all over the world. And in the end, it leads to happier volunteers, like Christian in this picture. It leads to a more efficient way to manage the volunteers and to manage the needs for volunteers at the locations.
And actually it can also scale to different phases, like not just a need upon arrival, but also needs that emerge later that refer more to integration in the community. Like Giovanna is working in Pressbaum with the local community, they often need people, so it scales also chronologically. Yeah, there are of course some possibilities, like this is really the very, very basic version, but because we try to focus, the focus was let's get something running during this weekend with the minimal possible functionality, but of course in the future we can have more advanced filters, we can have different roles.
Yeah, we could even implement a way to manage donations in this app. So just imagine, like, let's take Giovanna for example. Giovanna needs some furniture for a house where refugees just moved in. She creates such an event with a location where you can drop off your donation, and she creates the need for volunteers, but for a bed or for a table, some chairs. So the possibilities are, I don't want to say endless, but I think there are many possibilities that we could expand this project and use it to really help the volunteers and the refugees that already came to Austria. And the really cool thing about this, I just showed you the Android app, but Aaron did some great work. Where is he actually?
On the fire.
All right, Aaron did some great work and created an iOS app too, just as well. We have an Android app almost up and running, and we have the web version you just saw, and we actually want to try to work on this, or keep working on this, and really release it and make it available really soon. Thank you.